My computer is like about to blow up. All right. This is my contact mode. This is gonna be me talking to myself. I said earlier that I had a moment of insecurity, right? I had a moment of insecurity, and that came as a result of my comparison, a comparison of me or something I did to something you too, and something that I saw done. And in looking at that, I mean, nobody's making a comparison but me. And all right, dude, have a great night. No one's making a comparison but me. But then I feel bad about the comparison because we've talked about this. When you compare yourself to somebody else, they're always better. No matter what the situation is, you always come out on the worst end. And I did that. That was today, literally today. Somebody came in and asked me how I was doing, and I couldn't lie. One, because it was fresh. That comparison had just happened, and so it was fresh. And so at that point, I was not okay. To the point that it was even going to prevent me from doing something I needed to do in the future. So it was that kind of thing, or something I'm actually currently working on. Well, hold on. Wow. You got a raid happening. Okay. Got an intense raid happening. What is up? I got a shadow raid. What is up, everybody? It's a lot going on right now. We got like 85,000 follows over on Twitch. It's still happening. It's a lot happening. Dude, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 follows. Dude, how many people did you raid with? Yo, what's up? Wait, I guess all of my Twitch alerts are not working. It's still happening. We dropping with love while live. Are you serious? Oh, it was not like this. So you're wait, let me make sure I understand. Let me make sure I understand what's happening. So you're currently still in a stream to raid. Just make sure I'm clear. Make sure I'm clear what's happening, because my alerts are just going to happen. I just make sure that's what I'm understanding. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. We are towards the end of our stream. That's why we're at a real talk session, whatever you want to call it. But thank you so much for the shadow raid. I'm going to have to remember that. I am going to have to do that since that's a thing. Everything that's the thing. So I'm going to have to remember that. But we're just talking about, I appreciate that. I do. We're talking about insecurities and me being insecure because I compared myself or something I did to someone else's, and I came up short as always. Because that's what happens when you compare yourself to something else. You come up short, and I had a moment of insecurity that was literally going to prevent me from doing something that I was, or finishing a project that I was in the middle of. But my point is, because I'm not gonna be long. My point is, don't do that. All right. Don't do that. You're gonna, if anything else, let that be a push to do something different. Not necessarily something better, but something different. Rather than taking what you have, what you've done, what you are, diminishing it and making them or that so much bigger. Just don't do that. Instead of that, simply take what it is that you've seen, that you've experienced, cause it to be a thing that makes you grow. If it's something that you're working on and then you see something better, grind that much harder, right? Not that you're deficient, but if you want something like that or to that level, you're going to have to work at it. So we can't do the comparison, because every time you always come out lacking. Every time you always come out on the short end of the stick, because there would be, if you felt like that you was better, there would be no comparison, right? There wouldn't be a reason to compare. And so once you get to that point, then you already think something is wrong, which is why the comparison has to be. So then the bottom line is, just don't just don't do it. You see what I'm saying? Just don't do it. If you don't like what you see, then that's one thing. But do not, absolutely do not compare, because they say that the grass is greener on the other side. That's what they say. What they fail to tell you is that grass is over the septic tank, right? So sure, the grass might be a legit thing. The grass may be greener on the other side, but what's underneath that? You see what I'm saying? What is it? What else that goes into that makes this grass so wonderfully green? If it's over the overflowing septic tank, now what are you walking in? All that pretty grass, but what are you walking in? Right, that exactly. So that's the thing. And then if you want your grass to be like that, you want your grass to be that green, then you need to take care, nurture your grass, and it'll get there. Sup T? So then, rather than coveting, rather than being envious, rather than being jealous of their grass, work your grass. Work your own. Because who's to say that your thumb isn't greener than theirs? Sure, theirs may look nice, but who's to say that you can't take what you have, cultivate it, work at it, all of that stuff to make it, and then you know that it's pure and genuine. You know that your grass is not artificial. Who's to say they didn't lay sod down and just rolled it out and it grew together? Who's to say that? Who's to say that? Who's to say that that's not a thing? Whereas you put in the time, the work, and the effort. Not saying that they didn't, but you don't know what that is, and so you're wanting something that you don't know. You don't know anything about it. You just want it. Then you get over there, and now you're in another situation. Now you wish you were back where you were to do what you were doing over there, because now you find yourself in a situation. Bottom line, don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself, because you do. You always come up with something missing. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you for the shadow ray. Was that what it's called? Yeah, shadow. I really appreciate that, because you called us right at the end. But there, and that's the thing. We have to be okay with ourselves, and that's kind of what it comes down to. Are you okay with you? Are you confident, not cocky? Are you confident in your abilities? Are you confident in your own skin? Whatever that means. If that's in your body image, if that's in the work that you do, if that's in your talents that you exhibit, are you comfortable in your own skin? Because you don't need to be in anybody else's skin. We don't need a carbon copy. We don't need a duplicate of anybody, because we have the original. You have the copy just in case something happens to the original. Usually, you hold on to the document, you hold on to the copy just in case. But typically, you're using the original. But then here's the thing: the copy is never in the same quality as the original. I don't care what you do. I don't care what resolution you set your copier to. At some point, there is some the quality is degraded. I was going to make up a word. I didn't want to do that. The quality is degraded at some point. It is not exactly the same. Therefore, as much as we would be somebody's copy, we're missing something because we're not them. You can do what they do, say what they say, act like they act, but you don't know their mindset. And so throw your curveball, and now there's your loss of quality. However, you, I, me, them, all of us, we are the highest quality of ourselves because we're the original. Sure, we may not be perfect. We may not be where we want to be, but we are the highest quality of ourselves in the sense of being original. Because the original is just that. It is the highest of quality. With every defect, with every whatever you want to call it, and all that does is make the original unique. Sure, you might have depression over here. You might have anxiety over there. You might have whatever over there. You might have PTSD here. You might. That might be a thing. However, are they great to have? No, not at all. Things we have to work through, things we have to do whatever with. But that's still you. And you are always enough. And I'm not going to go into that because then here I go again. But you are always enough. Why? Because you matter. And you should matter enough to yourself to know that you are enough. Just you by yourself, and with all of your issues, all of your whatever, you are enough. You are sufficient for whatever it is that you need to handle. That's it. You just are. Just as you are, you're enough and you're sufficient. All right? Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. All right? But take care of yourselves first, because you're no good to me if you can't take care of yourself. Right? And remember, don't compare. Share ideas, don't compare. Cultivate conversation, don't compare. Don't ever put you on the scale with somebody else, because your scale gonna come up missing something. Even if they and then if they do the same comparison, it's reversed. And now both of us are feeling insufficient. Somebody got to be sufficient somewhere. Somebody got to do something. But then so instead of doing the comparison and being being considered to be lacking, how about let's foster communication? I glean from you, you from me. We're both bettered by it, rather than both of us going our separate ways in some sort of situation. So don't do it. If you want to compare something like turkeys. This one is bigger than that one. Do that. Compare pizzas. I like Papa John's better than Pizza Hut. I don't care. Compare that, right? And somebody else might want Domino's on the side. Compare that. Compare something that's not important. Don't compare yourselves. Do not compare yourselves. Or any of your abilities, any of your talents, any of your gifts. Don't compare. Yeah, compare turkeys. You know some turkeys are bigger than others. When it's time to Thanksgiving, you don't want no small turkey that you feel like has been on a diet. No, I don't want no diet, no dieting turkey on Thanksgiving. So again, don't do that. And that's how you take care of yourself. And that's also how we take care of each other. All right? Don't forget, tomorrow is Sweet Tooth Tuesdays. It's not that other mess that y'all talked about. Sweet Tooth Tuesday. So make sure to drop your candy in the Discord. I will have mine tomorrow in the stream if I don't drop it in the Discord. And we're going to have some great fun. All right? All right, let's get out of here.